welcome back to my channel, Jamie Fran Colors. I am Jamie, and today, welcome to my creative space, welcome to my desk. This is not what we're going to be working on today, but I needed something for the camera to focus on, and so this is what I am currently coloring by Nicholas Filbert, and yeah. So it's just what I'm currently coloring, and I'm just enjoying in my private time, spare time. So today, actually, we're going to do a little bit of a different project, but that's what we do on Wednesdays, is something different. And today I want to tell you a little story, and I want to show you my bedroom furniture, and we'll go from there. So me and my husband, we got a sizable tax refund this year because of our adoption tax credits. Probably the last year that we will get that. We don't plan on adopting again. But so a part of that money we spent on a new bed for the master bedroom. And I get headaches, I have degenerate arthritis in my lower back and a little bit of a curvature to my spine. And so a good bed is really important, and we decided that that was what we were going to spend our money on. So we purchased our bed, a sleep number, and then we needed a king size headboard to go with it, and I couldn't find anything that I really liked for a sensible price. I mean, they were like $300, $400, and there was just nothing that I really liked. I wanted it to be wood, I wanted it to be a little bit rustic, and so I built one for us for about $70. So I saved us quite a bit of money by doing so, and did that. But then my headboard no longer matched my bedroom furniture, which was IKEA furniture that we'd had for 10 years or so, I don't know. So I went looking all over the internet trying to find some night tables to go with this headboard. Something that was pine and unfinished, or that I could sand and refinish. And I found a couple options, but nothing that I really loved. Like, I found one that would be okay, but it didn't have a drawer, and I thought, well, you know, maybe if I can't find anything else. Anyway, so we're visiting my husband's family in Cedar City, and my mother-in-law took me to my brother-in-law's house, and she was showing me this end table that her son had made, my husband's brother, and how cool it was, and that he had just made it up. And she had no idea I was looking for end tables for my bedroom, but she wanted to show me what he'd been doing, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want. And so I talked to my brother-in-law that night, and I want it out of pine. You don't need to finish it. You know, how much would you charge me for this? And I need 2 of them, and there's no hurry. Like, we can come back down another weekend and get them. We were leaving the next day by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, we only had a few hours left in Cedar City. So I was like, no, we're not, you know, I can come back down and get them whenever you have them finished. And, but so he said, okay, yeah, I'll make them for you. And I was like, cool. So the next morning, my husband comes in at 7 in the morning to wake me up, because he'd already been up with the kids, and he comes in and he's like, my brother's in the backyard, he's already been to Home Depot, and he says these tables will be done by 3 when we leave, so we need to be able to fit them in the car. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, cool. So, and he did, he had them finished by 3 o'clock, and we brought them home, and I finished staining them, and added the poles and everything, and I'll show them to you in a minute. So then my next adventure was, now I've got a headboard and I've got end tables, and I don't have a dresser to go with it. And so again, I'm scouring the internet and I can't find anything, and I found some, but it would cost me $1,000 to get it there, and like, I don't know, maybe I could do $1,000. I was kind of going back and forth, when one morning I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, Etsy. I haven't looked on Etsy. How dumb can I be? I buy things on Etsy all the time. And so I immediately went on Etsy, put in unfinished dresser, and immediately a store popped up, and I will leave it in the description box down below. It took them about a month to make it and send it to me, but it is perfect. It is the exact size I wanted. It is pine, unfinished, and they shipped it for free from like North Carolina to Utah. And so now I have this dresser sitting in my garage that I need to finish and add the poles, and that's where this video is going to kind of be. I'll show you how to finish a dresser, how to add the poles, and you'll see that. Of course, not all of it will be videoed because it's going to take a while, but I'll show you each step of the way how I do this. And it'll just be a little bit fun. I love coloring. I love doing crafts. I have also always enjoyed working with wood and staining and that kind of stuff. My dad is very good at things, and I've often drawn him a picture of what I want. Like I needed something to put my spices on, and I had this idea of like this diagonal rack thing, and I drew it up, the dimensions I wanted and everything, and I took it to my dad and he helped me build it. And then when we were doing foster care, we have this terrace and there's stairs to the terrace, and they were like, that has to be gated off, you can't have that. Well, I couldn't find a gate that would go over those stairs that was the right size anywhere. There was nothing that I could find. And so I drew a picture, the dimensions I needed, I took it to my dad and I said, we gotta build this. And so he helped me build it, and it's worked great. Of course, the kids just went around the gate at the terrace, but it met the criteria for foster care and it got us eligible. So he's always helped me with those things, and we've just always enjoyed doing that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to show you this project. So let's go look at the headboard and the nightstands, and then we'll go to the garage and we'll start our project. So just a minute. Okay, so I'm not on a tripod right now, so bear with me. So this is the headboard for our bed that I made. We haven't put our decorations back up yet since we painted and trying to get the furniture under control. So it's a little bland. I did stencil that wall. It took me about 4 hours. So I made the headboard, and then these are the night tables that my brother-in-law made. Come on, you can do it. Focus, baby. So, anyways, they match really well. They go great together. I'm really excited about them. And then that's the dresser we need to replace, so it doesn't go with it at all. So yeah, so let's go out to the garage and see the new dresser and what we're gonna do with it. Okay, so this is my garage that usually does not have a car in it because I'm working on something or other. But this is the dresser. So it's roughly the same size as the one in our bedroom now, which I wanted, but it does have an extra drawer, so I'm excited about that, a little more organization. And it is just a touch taller. But this is it before, so we haven't done anything to it. This is just how it came. It's still on the pallet. But it is, I'm just so happy with the way that it has turned out. It has come. So now we just need to stain it and get the poles on so that it will go with the rest of our furniture. So anyways, so that's what we're going to be doing. Woohoo! So let's get started. Okay, so I obviously don't have the same filming setup out here as I do in my craft room, but we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. So it might be a little echoey, and Hopefully you can hear and see all right. So before you start staining, you need to make sure that your piece of wood or furniture, whatever you are doing, is clean and sanded smooth. And this one is, it looks really good. So we want to make sure of that. Now this particular dresser will be a pain to take out the drawers. They are screwed in and I don't want to mess with it. So we're going to actually stain them with staying in here. What else you're going to need is you're going to need a couple rags and your stain, polyurethane for after. You do that like a day or two after you stain it. And then you also, very importantly, want a pair of gloves because it will stain your hands. So it's stained, that's what it is. So you want some gloves. All right. So our process is, we gotta open our can here. Let's see, I had a, yeah. Oh, you may also want a little paintbrush to get in any little spots that you can't get your rag into. So you want to make sure this is well shaken, that the stain is well mixed together. Alright, looking good. Okay, today we're working with dark walnut, which is what I've used on my nightstand and my headboard, so they'll all match. They've all been done with pine because each kind of wood will stain differently. So you want to keep that in mind. Make sure that, you know, if you want it to look the same, you can't stain a piece of cherry wood and a piece of pine and a piece of cedar all with dark walnut and expect it to look the same. So that's important. And each piece of wood will stain differently and take stain differently. So I'm looking for a rustic look, so it works great for what I want and what I'm doing. All right, so the basic idea is pretty simple and pretty fail-proof. Like, you really can't mess this up. So you just want to take some stain on a rag. So you want to dip your one rag into the stain. Just dip it right in there. So you've got stain on your rag, okay? I hold the one with stain in my dominant hand and then a clean rag in my left hand. And it's just rubbing it on and then rubbing it off. So you don't want any pooling. I like to kind of press it in there, make sure it gets in grooves, but then I'm always wiping it off with the clean rag, the dry rag, okay? Let's do the front so you can see. You can do it with a brush. I prefer a rag. It's just what I like. I like to be able to work it into the wood. But you can brush it on with a brush. And take my clean rag and just make sure there's nothing sitting on the top. It is really that easy. You just do that over the whole thing. If you have a knot or something that you need to get down in, you can use your brush. This one I think looks pretty good. If you put more stain over it, it will get darker. So keep that in mind. If you go with a second coat, it can potentially get darker. Okay. And that is your drawer. Very, very easy. Let's keep going. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to finish staining this and then I'll be back and show you how to put the polyurethane on. Okay, hi, it's day 2. So I've got the whole thing stained and now I'm going to put some polyurethane on it, which is a clear, this is a semi-gloss. Fast drying, long lasting protection that you want to put on after you've stained your wood just to protect it. So we're going to do that. You want to make sure that it's well shook up, looking good, and then you want gloves again. And again, you can use a brush if you'd like. I just prefer a rag. I just think it's easy to do. So Sorry about the echo in here again, in my garage, and I have to have the garage door closed or it gives us too much backlight and we can't see anything. So we'll just do a little bit, and then I'll do the rest on my own with the door open and everything so that I'm well ventilated. But these are chemicals, so we want to be careful. All right. So we're just going to take my rag and bunch it into a ball. I'm going to dip it in the polyurethane and then just wipe it on. Alright. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving any glops or bubbles. I want a pretty nice, thin, easy finish. It's really that easy. Let's see, it says to, let's see, where does it say? Okay, let dry 3 to 4 hours. And then you can use a little sandpaper to make sure that it's a thin, even coat. I've never had to do that. Then you can apply a second coat or a third coat if desired, just making sure it dries in between. But read the instructions on your can. Different brands might have different drying times. All right, I will finish putting the polyurethane on here and letting it dry, and I'll be back when I'm ready to put the poles on. Okay, it's time to put the poles on. All right, first we want to find where the middle of our drawer is. So these are 14 1/4. And then we have a template that will help us get it all lined up. Need to drill a hole. This one is going, let's see if that looks centered. Okay. So there it is centered, and now we're gonna decide how far down we want the pole. I'm thinking we're gonna do ours about at the 4-inch. So right there. So I think that looks like where we want it. Okay, so we're gonna drill right there. Okay. We've drilled our hole. Let's do this one. We have our pole. It's in 3 pieces. So you have the screw that goes from the back, then this plate, and then the actual pole. Thinking this screw is just a little short. Use that direction. Seems to be a little short with this plate. Okay, I found a screw in the shed that will work. So we got that one. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we're gonna go in from the back with our screw. I'm gonna step over to the other side. Okay. Put our plate on and screw the pole on. There we go. All right, so then for the other drawer, we have two poles that we're going to put on the longer drawers. Whew, getting hot. Okay, so we need to find what's the middle. These are 29-inch poles. So that makes 14 and a half the center. So I'm marking 7 1/4, which is half of each half. So I know where the center of this half is and what the center of this half is. And we'll use our template again. We want to line it up. There's a, I'm going to put a center line up here so I can see. So line it up with this mark you made. Okay. All right, and then I know I need so I need this dot and this dot. Okay. So the template is lined up. And double check. Sure I know which ones I want. I want the outside too. Okay, here we go. it that time. Woohoo! So we got it on. Okay, now let's do the other side. So we just want to line our template up. Okay. Hold our template flat and straight. All right, let's get each screw started. Side in. Alright. And I'll line up. Let's see. Ha! Made it on the first shot that time. Alright. 4 door drawers done. So that's how you put the poles on. When I get everything finished, I'll back it out and show you what the finished product looks like. All right, and here's the finished product. I think it looks great. Very beautiful, very rustic, just what we wanted. And it wasn't hard to do, just a little time consuming. Takes a few days to wait for everything to dry in between each layer. But yeah, now my husband just has to get it into the bedroom. So if you enjoyed this video, push the like button. And if you're not subscribed, push the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get notified every time I post, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you could see how easy it is to make something your own and have it look the way you want. You know, you don't have to settle for what you can find in the big box stores. And anyway, so I'll have the link for everything down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.